just got the notice.
Okay. You ready to start, Mayor Dan? We don't really have a.
Don't
have a
quite have a quorum yet.
Sorry, I had myself muted.
Yeah, give
Oh,
us
we
a,
got 10 people on now, so I don't know where they are. Can't see them. Go to this view. Okay,
how many people you got?
10.
Who is it? I mean, because I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with me.
Yeah, it says 10 here.
I have 8.
Okay, hang on a sec. We got more.
I'm looking for
James
Diana,
here.
Jim Campanell, and
Okay,
Jane.
yeah, they were in the waiting room. I'm sorry. I just let them in.
There we are.
Jane, Diana,
Now we got 10.
Jim Campanell, yeah.
Yeah. There he is.
Jane Reed?
Yeah, we got Jane. All right, I think we got everybody. Yeah, there's Jim. All right, I'd like to take this moment to open a public hearing on the proposed police reform and reinvention plan. I'll let Jim Clark lead that, and I'm sure they'll have Chief Beauclair come in and give us some comments.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor and Council. And I appreciate the opportunity to present this plan to you and to the public. The ad hoc reform committee that was appointed by the mayor has started meeting back in early October. We identified some areas to address during those meetings, and then came up with some suggestions that in those areas for opportunities to grow and to do things differently with regarding to policing and mental health and in the community, as well as training, community engagement, and retention of our officers. So it's a pretty comprehensive plan. And I just want to again thank the community members. It was a diverse group, and they really offered a lot of different perspectives, and I'm very thankful for that. And because of that, this plan is really matured and developed over that time period into what it is today. And I want to thank the chief as well as the members of the staff that were also involved, and their insight, their knowledge, helping us members to understand the operations was very critical in this. So, during this process too, we realized that they're doing a lot of good things already. That the governor's office was looking for our communities to address, and we're doing a lot of them already. So, I think that's important to acknowledge as well. So, tonight we're going to hopefully approve this plan, and then the mayor can sign off on that, and we can send it down to the governor's office and go from there. But just so you know, the members of this council, that this plan is a living document. It will change. It will evolve over whether we're here or not. There will be a group of people looking at this document where there are times where we might need to change it to address needs down the road. It will be there. There'll be times when we'll be taking things off because the chief and his department has addressed them. So we're excited about that, and we're excited that the group was willing to stay on in some form or fashion. We might add people depending on whatever the community issues are that may arise. But again, this document is here to present to the governor, but it is a living and breathing document that will change over the course of time. Chief, I don't know if you want to answer or say anything about it from your perspective, but.
I would only second a lot of the things that you said. The committee met many times and put a lot of work into this, and we're thankful for their input. One of the things that we're proud of, and we were a little ahead of the curve when this whole process started, is that we were accredited. We've been an accredited agency since 2016. And basically what accreditation means is that a set of standards brought down by the state of New York as best practices. And we've been operating under those guidelines since 2016. We recently were reassessed in January, and they actually just had a vote last week. The New York State Municipal Police Training Council and the Law Enforcement Accreditation Council, and they actually reaccredited us for another 5 years. So we are currently reaccredited through till 2026. So that's something that we're real proud of. We've done a lot of work to get to this point. We recognize there's some work ahead that we can do to enhance the service that we provide to the citizens and visitors of Glens Falls, and we're prepared to do that work.
Thanks, Chief. Again, this document helps us grow as a department and grow as a community. It only enhances our quality of life here in the city. It doesn't say that we're doing anything wrong. It's just allowing us opportunities to always better ourselves. And as public servants, we want to do that, and this document helps that out.
So Peter, has anybody sent in any kind of text or asked any questions? You're muted, Peter.
He was on the phone.
He's on the phone with Robin.
Yep.
So Peter, if you hear me, you're muted. Does anybody have any questions?
I'm sorry, I was taking a phone call. No, there's no questions, but there's just a few people that were just they want to get into the Zoom meeting rather than watch it on YouTube, but I've directed them over to YouTube. We only have 3 people watching right now.
One of them is me.
Harvey?
One of them is me. I want to appreciate the council and the mayor and their willingness to join us in this journey. And to its culmination. So again, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And Diane, I also want to personally thank you for all your guidances with some of the components of this plan as well. So it's very helpful.
And thanks for your hard work and leadership on the committee too, Jim. Appreciate it.
Team effort.
So we have a few minutes. Does anybody have any questions to Jim or the chief or to Diana, who was on the committee? And Peter, are there any comments from the community?
There are no text comments yet. We're up to 5 people watching, but it's okay to let Robin Barkenhagen in to the Zoom.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. No, there's no other questions. No one is in queue for a question or anything like that. Okay, I got to slip out of here for a second.
All right, we've got 3 minutes.
I will say these long waits are much more fun when we're live.
Okay.
Peter, you got the flag ready?
I got a flag, sure.
All
Want
right.
to do the Pledge of Allegiance?
We got 2 minutes.
Okay, hang on, I'll set it up. I'll be right back. You in?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's Robin.
I've got 7:30, Mr. Mayor, sir.
Yeah, it's 7:30. So I would like to I'll close the public hearing and I'll open a regular scheduled common council meeting. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Peter's going to give us a flag.
Thanks, Chief.
Okay, so Bill Collins will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
Which
for
is
which it stands, one nation, under God,
God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So now we'll start our regular meeting, and if there's anybody from the public, I know Robin, I think, is the only other person from the public that's in on the meeting. Is that correct, Peter?
Yes, that's correct. I'm sorry.
Okay. Robin, do you have anything, comments?
Yeah, a couple things. First of all, great job with the police reform. I want to thank everybody on the committee and everyone that's been involved. And I think it's wonderful to see how everyone came together on it and did it in the timely fashion. I know Habez is the executive director of Lava closely on a daily basis, and I know he was very excited to be able to contribute and to help out and kept me up to date on the processes that went along. So. And on a collaborative thing, we discussed the green space at our meeting this week, the infamous green space, and just wanted to let you know that if the city does acquire it, we will use it. We do feel the city park is not underutilized, that once COVID is gone, that we use it every weekend. You see me, I walk my dog there every day. City Park is a wonderful asset to the community. And if that green space is acquired, we've already come up with plans for just about everything we do to use it. So just wanted to throw our 2 cents in there. We have nothing against downtown development, but we just wanted to say if that is kept as a green space, we would absolutely be used. We've never used it before because it was private property. So I think that's it. Everything else with the collaborative is on track, and we're still planning to have Take a Bite July 7th. So we're forming the committees and keep crossing our fingers and hoping for the best for a really good season. So thank you guys all for what you do.
All right, thank you, Robin. We'll go to committee reports. Ms. Reed,
I have none.
Mr. Campanell,
I'll report.
Mr. Collins,
I have none.
Ms. Palmer.
Building and codes met yesterday, and we heard a presentation about stretch energy code. And we will be meeting again next Monday, and we will be discussing short-term rentals.
Great, thank you. Mr. Enderberry,
I have none.
Mr. Clark.
Special Projects Committee met tonight before this meeting with Mr. Jim Murphy, who's the organizer of the Facebook page group page Jack's Dog Park, who wants to bring a dog park to the city of Glens Falls. He gave a presentation to the Special Projects Committee. We gave him some of our feedback, and he gave us a list of potential areas, and we're going to reach out to the mayor and the council on those areas to find out what, if they are viable or if they aren't viable based on various reasons. And then we were going to bring that back to him so he has some sort of guide to, create a team of people to come up with some ideas and plans for those locations, some numbers and stuff like that. So that's where we're at. He understands that, where the city stands on, taking on additional responsibilities, and he's aware of that and understands that, and is going to be mindful of that as this process out there. So that's it.
All right, well, thank you. Thanks for your leadership on that also. Okay, with that, I will ask for resolutions under voice vote. Resolution 1 is accepting the minutes of the February 23rd, 2021 meeting of the Glens Falls Common Council. 2 is a resolution accepting the February monthly report of city clerk parking violations. And 3 is a resolution approving recommendations of the Board of Public Safety and the Recreation Commission listed as the attached.
So
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anything under roll call vote you'd like to pull for further discussion? Number 4 is a resolution approving the January 30th, 2021 Glens Falls Police Reform and Reinvention Plan and authorizing the mayor to sign the plan and submit to the director of the division of the budget prior to April 1st, 2021. 5 is a resolution approving restore application R 18-014 in the amount not to exceed $10,000. 6 is a resolution approving community development rehabilitation application number 2019-10-005 in the amount not to exceed $30,000. 7 is a resolution approving community development manual payments of $3,109.02. 8 is a resolution reestablishing the civil service position of senior call clerk in the purchasing department, consistent with the existing pay scale established for the same title in the CSEA contract, and authorizing the following actions to facilitate reestablishment of this position, appropriate funds to pay for the position, authorizing the controller to increase general fund expense line A 11345-1000, purchasing personnel services by $37,355, and A 11345-8000, purchasing FICA by $2,853, and decreasing general fund expense line A 119909000, contingency by $40,213, establishing a 7-hour standard workday for the senior account clerk position in the purchasing department within hours work to be reported to the New York State local retirement system based on the timekeeping system maintained and submitted to the clerk of this body. 9 is a resolution awarding contract to Dynamic Electrical Systems LLC to install a standby electric generator at the Greater Glens Falls Transit Facility. 10 is a resolution rescinding Common Council Resolution number 242 of September 22nd, 2020, a resolution awarding the green waste grinding bid because the work will be conducted in-house rather than outside contractor. 11 is a resolution approving an amendment to an agreement between the City of Glens Falls and the YMCA of the Glens Falls area regarding the exchange of real property for the purpose of enhancing the Coleswood Make the Connection Trail project and expanding parking at the YMCA, with said amendment extending the deadline for accomplishing the terms of the contract. 12 is a resolution approving an encroachment permit for Hudson Headwaters Network, 80 South Street, tax map number 309.28-6-9, following the planning board March 2nd, 2021 favorable advisory opinion to increase the width of an existing curb to 24 feet at this location. 13 is a resolution approving the warrant.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Councilwoman at Large Reed,
Yes.
Councilman Campanell,
Yes.
Councilman Collins,
Yes.
Councilwoman Palmer,
Yes.
Councilman Enderberry,
Yes.
Councilman Clark.
Yes.
Okay, motion's approved. Old business, Miss Reed.
I have none.
Okay, Mr. Campanell.
Nothing tonight.
Okay, Mr. Collins.
I have none.
Okay, Miss Palmer.
I have none.
Okay, Mr. Enderberry
I have none.
and Mr. Clark.
I have none.
Okay, new business, Miss Reed,
I have none.
Mr. Campanell,
Ditto.
Mr. Collins.
I have none.
Okay, Miss Palmer.
I just had a question. I was wondering if we had made a decision about using the fields for athletics this spring yet, or if that's still kind of in the works. Like for
We don't
for
have
the
the
kids who
guidance yet,
play.
but we think that they will, but we don't have the guidance from the county or the
Okay.
state. But we're leaning that we think they're gonna allow it.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Enderberry.
I have none.
Okay, Mr. Clark.
I have none.
Well, I have some. First off, I want to commend our fire department. Just so that you know, and I don't know how many people are aware, but Warren County has had 26% of their residents vaccinated, which is the highest in the capital region. And we did our part. We sent our fire department, got the vaccine, and they went to Cronin High Rise and to Stitchman Towers. They did 19 residents in Stitchman, 26 residents in Cronin. They went to 5 homes where people were not able to get out, and they were able to vaccinate 5 people there. And they also went up to Cedar, the town of Queensbury, and helped them with that. So our fire department has really been helping with that, and I know that they're going to help with a mass vaccination clinic coming up early next week, or maybe even this weekend. So that is a real good thing. The other thing too is that Jane, I'll let Jane talk if she would like to about our RFPs and our RFQs from our work group. Jane, do you want to bring them up to speed on that?
Sure. So the DRI is moving forward at as in comparison to prior times, we are moving forward at light speed. But we have put out a request for proposals on the market building, which is going to be the building that the farmers market will now be located in, and it will be in the cleared parking space where OTB was, and that combined lot, okay, that we have cleared. We received 12 proposals on that, and our committee has reviewed them and is making. They're trying to whittle those 12 down to 3 or 4 to be interviewed starting next week. So that assumably we will have a contractor on board by the end of the month. And the city's intention is to be the owner of that building and to the operator of that building, and that the building will be used not only for market purposes, but also for venue purposes. So Robin may be able to, expand their, not that you guys aren't doing enough, but, I mean, opportunities are going to exist for covered and open air venues. So that's exciting. The RFQs went out yesterday for the development of the South Street corridor that was contemplated by the DRI. And that would be not the building on the corner of Elm and South, but not the building on the north corner of Elm and South, but the 2 buildings on the west corner of Elm and South. Which were the Hot Shots former bar and what we lovingly call the incubator building, the big, which at one point in time was a factory, that big white building behind it. It has separate firewall, so it's actually a separate building. We're looking for people to then not consider the building on the corner to the north, to the north, which we do not have control of. But then the property from that building all the way to the edge of the parking lot that we currently have the farmer's market in. And we have conceptually asked someone to put together a development that can do those two existing buildings as a rehabilitation, and then new construction in the current parking lot area of commercial with residential above it. And those requests for qualifications for contractors, developers, maybe even some sort of partnership between those type people, as I said, went out yesterday, and we have a deadline of next week or not next week, but the end of the month for the interested parties to get back to us and show us other things that they have done. That's what a request for qualifications is. Show us that they have the wherewithal to handle both types of the renovation and new construction and design phase and whatever. And then those people, there's a concept out there of what that would look like, but what we would get a developer on board to try and flesh out that concept or modify that concept to a working financially working number and project. So that's exciting. I mean, by end of April, we're gonna have the DRI moving, happening. So, yay.
So we really appreciate your help on that too. We also, by the end of this week, we will have for our part of our DRI, that is the Drive program for small businesses. We've received 3 or 4 applications. We're hoping to receive more. And then we will, narrow that down and have them do presentations to us. So as Jane says, the DRI, it's taken a while, but now we're kind of moving full steam ahead here.
And Dan, forgive me, but I also wanted to alert you all that the arts trail, the arts group has moved forward. They have refined their proposal, and they are looking at doing 4 public art installations in the downtown area, that they're not confined to the DRI area. They're more expansive than that. But they are also planning to be starting their contribution to the DRI once the snow is melted. So in all aspects of between the business development that was Dan's brainchild and the arts district and the redevelopment of the buildings, all aspects of this are actually going to be, once the snow is gone, if the snow is ever gone, operational, which is great. Sorry.
Jane, can you tell me if there, so I understand there's going to be a process. So we had the original DRI plan that we had the is it Chazen that helped us do the renderings?
No,
It's not Chazen. It's
no, we have been working with the LA group on getting these proposals out. They and Jim Thatcher, who's been invaluable.
So if I understood it right, so you've got that, those, we'll call them conceptual drawings, right? And now you've put out to bid, and you say, let's say for the Market Square, and then separately put out to bid for the other 2 buildings. And then you'll start to get back ideas of what contractors or developers think they could do. And I would assume then that plan, you'll adjust it accordingly, right? So you said you're gonna send out 3 RFPs to your top 3 bidders for the Market Square.
No, Market Square, the RFP's already been out. We got 12 responses to that. And of those 12, we're narrowing that down to the top 3 or 4 to interview, and hope that those interviews will end up with that the group could, come to agreement on someone to hire. So
Is
that
it a
the
developer?
proposal's done. Pardon me?
Is it a developer, Jane, or is it an architect to develop a plan and then go out?
It's a developer. It's a developer. It's someone who's going to, the architect, the architect's concept drawing was sent out as part of the RFP saying, this is what we're thinking. They, of course, can fine tune it with their own architects, but we weren't looking for them to propose a whole new vision. We were looking for them to say, here is what I can do with this vision. Here, I can put doors on it. I can raise the roof. I can put heating in it. I can do, audio visual. Those kind of
Mhm.
things. So
And so when
So
that
it's the
comes,
concept,
go ahead, Diana, sorry.
sorry, so it's the concept that James E showed us that
Yep.
went out, and then they're telling us what they're gonna do with that.
right,
That's what
right, right. We could tell them what square footage we thought was a minimum in order to accommodate our market. We knew exactly how many booths and what size they needed. And so we went out and said, it can't be any smaller than this. And here's your site. But they could tell us whether or not the rest of that site was going to look like parking lot, or whether the rest of that site was going to be, have almost like little pocket parks within it, or those kind of concepts. People were we were expecting them to come back to us with.
And so when you get that far and you then have three proposals with slightly different takes from each of those, and you think that you're going in a direction, will you come back to the council and share those
Absolutely.
with us?
Right. The council is who's going to, authorize the mayor to sign the contract. So nothing's going to happen without, the ability and for the, to flesh that out. Everybody, but it's just the committee's trying to do the legwork to make that a little simpler.
Great. And yeah, I was only asking for that reason. I just kind of would love to see how it, and I could understand that three different contractors could come up with slightly three different plans or ways to approach the overall task, and just wanted to know about that and kind of get a feel for it. And
the other thing, Billy, is that of course 12 different contractors can all come up with a totally different dollar a figure too, and we're very sensitive to that. So yeah.
great.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Jane.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
So, and the other good news that we got, you probably have heard that with the stimulus package, which should be approved tomorrow by the Congress, the city of Glens Falls will be receiving $12,231,986. And what we can do with that, we have no idea. But it is money that, because we are a entitlement community, it'll go into CDBG. We're waiting. I talked to Senator Schumer's office today. They will say that the Department of Treasury will be putting out the guidance for that. So that's a good thing. We just don't know what we can do yet. And hopefully we'll know by our next Common Council meeting, and I'll be able to bring you up to speed on that. But that's very exciting for us. The county got 12 million, just under 13, and we got just over 12 million. So feel pretty good. And once we can figure out what we got to do for it, we can do with it and do for the community, we'll sure, have some meetings and we'll figure it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good. It's a good thing. So other than that, I have nothing else. Is there anyone else that would like to make any comments? Okay, seeing none, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in
I'm
favor?
sorry, I just got a text that there's some comments on YouTube. I'm not on it, so I don't know. Are there?
I sent you a number of texts, Mayor, from people that had questions.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'll get to them.
You can't see them?
No.
I'll read them to you if you'd like. We have
That'd be good.
We have two people concerned about the city's taxi codes. One says that nothing has been addressed for years now and would like to open a discussion. The other is similar. And Christy Alexander would like to be admitted. I don't know who she is.
She's a downtown business person. You can let her in.
Okay.
So, Peter, Mayor, I can answer this. It's Vance Cohn's. He's expressing concern about the taxi code not being updated. He wanted to know if it was going to be addressed tonight, and I can respond to that, Mayor, if you want me to.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Vance, no, it's not going to be addressed tonight. We'll be working on it, and we'll make a presentation to the mayor and the rest of the council when it's ready to go. So we appreciate your persistence and understanding your concerns as far as Uber and Lyft and gas prices going up and minimum wage and all that good stuff. And we'll take the code and we'll address it and present it to the mayor and the rest of the council when it's done.
So Jim, we put that to the Special Projects Committee, correct?
Correct, and I'm answering that as chair of the Special Projects Committee.
Okay.
We started it and then we stopped due to
Yep.
various
COVID.
things, and we just haven't picked it back up, but we will. We're starting to meet now, as you can tell, with our first meeting of the Special Projects Committee in a while. So that will be on our docket to discuss.
Okay. So Peter, is there anyone else that wants to get in? Did Chrissy get in?
I just sent Christy the link. There are other people that would like to jump in, but they basically want to it's the thing about the taxi codes.
Yeah, so Jim just addressed that, so.
Okay. Yeah, Christy should be jumping on in a minute here. I just sent her the link. Give her just another minute or two here. Make sure she received it. Let's see. There she is.
She on?
She's on.
Christy, did you want to address the Common Council?
No, thank you for admitting me. I was having difficulty getting in, and so just wanted to join in and listen to the meeting.
There she is.
Everybody's doing a great job.
Okay, well, unfortunately, you're here at the very end and we're looking for a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, no, certainly.
She on?
Can you hear
She's
me?
on.
No.
Christy, did you want to address the Common Council?
Yeah. No, thank you for admitting me. I was having difficulty getting in, and so just wanted to join in and listen to the meeting.
There she is.
Everybody's doing a great job.
Okay, well, thank you. unfortunately, you're here at the very end and we're looking for a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, no, certainly.
She on?
Can you hear
She's
me?
on.
So
Christy,
did you want to address the Common Council?
Yeah, no, thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Having
No,
difficulty getting in,
gotta
and
turn
Second.
the computer down.
just wanted to join in.
All
and
right,
listen to
we're
the
out of here.
She is.
Everybody's doing.
Good night.
All right.
Stay safe out there.
Night.